So is this a power move for President Donald Trump? He's officially nominated Kevin Warsh to be the next chair of the Federal Reserve, replacing Jerome Powell when Jerome's term ends in May 2026. Warsh is not yet confirmed. He must go through the US Senate confirmation process first. Some Senates have signalled opposition or conditions, especially tied to a criminal investigation involving Powell. So we're going to see in months to come if it is a power move for Donald Trump, because he said that he trusts him. Kevin served on the Federal Reserve Board of Governors from 2006 to 2011, which, let me just get these figures up here now. Let me just, one sec. Oh yeah, so working through the 2008 financial crisis, as we all know, he was acting as the Fed's key liaison with Wall Street. He later worked in the private sector and institutions like Stanford. So we're gonna see if it's a good pick. Relationships with Trump's agenda. Trump reportedly pushed for lower interest rates. Warsh has publicly shown more willingness to support rate cuts through his promoted debate about whether his views have shifted to align with political pressure. So that's going to be really interesting, because at the end of the day, Donald Trump says that he trusts him, but he might have his own agenda anyway. Let's just see what else we've got for you. Warsh faces Senate scrutiny, with some Republican senators threatening to block his confirmation until other political issues like investigating involving Powell are resolved. So let me see what else I've got for you. Market reaction. Financial markets have been waiting closely, with stocks, bonds, gold and dollar moving based on expectations about his policy stance. The thing is, this will only affect short term. That's what you need to understand. It will only affect short term. Warsh may push to shrink the Fed's holdings of government bonds and other assets, which could tighten financial conditions. He's criticised the Fed's bloated balance sheet and resilience solely on economic data. He's optimistic about controlling inflation, sceptical of over loose monetary policies. And then, one second, I've got some more facts for you. Yeah, we've already covered that he was the governor of the Federal Reserve from 2006 to 2011. Oh, Trump knows him personally. Trump said that he knows Warsh for many years, and that Warsh is someone that he trusts, describing him as central casting for the Fed chair job and expressing confidence in him. That personal familiarity, sometimes I mess up my words, played a role in the choice. Alignment, at least in part, with Trump's policy. Even though earlier in his career, Warsh had been seen as an inflation hawk, favouring tighter monetary policies, more recent speeches and statements show that he has endorsed lower interest rates, which aligns with Trump's strong preference for rate cuts. Trump has repeatedly criticised the previous Fed chair, Jerome Powell, for not cutting rates fast enough. What else have we got for you? Trump's choice needs to be approved by the US Senate. We already know that. I'm just looking through some facts for you, so you might want to know. Unlike many central banks, Warsh is willing to speak bluntly in speeches and interviews, which Trump values over technical resistance. So we're going to find out soon if it's a power move, and he's not officially elected yet. Let me find out when he will actually be elected, when he will go. Oh yeah, it's May 2026. I've already said that. My bad. I think that's about it, really. Warsh has talked about a regime change at the Fed, including rethinking elements like the balance sheet and how inflation is managed. That signals to Trump and his team that he might be willing to reconsider some traditional Fed stances. So it's going to be really interesting that, because how long has Jerome Powell been in the Fed chair? His term ends in May. How long has Powell been on the Fed? So he's been on the Fed board since 2012 and has served as its chair since 2018. So there's going to be change. I think this is good for Donald. Donald always does things that are good for him. Let me just check. Kevin Warsh. Let me just check if I've got anything else for you. I think I've covered most of it. Why Trump's new pick for Fed chair hit gold and silver markets for some good reason. Well, let me see this. I'm not going to go too far into this because I can do a part 2 on it. So there was months of speculation, but now he confirmed it Friday just gone. I think it was the 29th. The immediate reaction to the announcement was a significant crash in gold and silver prices. After months of record highs, stretch validations, spot prices for gold and silver dropped 9% and 28% respectively after the announcement. The US market also fell, with major indexes also reporting modest losses. However, in the context of concerns over Trump's interference with the Fed, the market crash can ironically be understood as an early vote of confidence in Warsh's independence and being right for the role. Trump's war with the Fed. Let me just read this quickly and then I'll wrap it up. The last year has seen Trump in unprecedented conflict with the Federal Reserve. Trump appointed current chairman Jeremy Powell back in 2027. I don't know why it said 2018 on the other one. However, the relationship quickly soured when Powell did not cut interest rates as quickly as Trump wanted. So basically, if you don't do what Trump wants when he wants, there's going to be trickery there. He's going to throw his dummy out of the pram. He's not going to be happy. Trump has since called Powell a clown with some real mental problems, adding, "I would love to fire his ass." This war of words descends into legal threats. Trump's Justice Department announcement an investigation into the Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook over alleged fraud in the historical mortgage documents. Then last month, in a shocking escalation, the Justice Department opened a criminal investigation into Powell's relating to overspending renegotiations of the Federal Reserve. Both set of allegations were widely viewed as baseless. However, Trump has tried to use this investigation as ground to fire Cook. So basically, they don't get on. They've got different views. Oh, I didn't know Kevin Warsh is a former banker and he previously served as economic advisor to both President Bush and President Trump. So that makes sense because obviously George Bush was, I think he was in power in 2008, so that makes perfect sense. I think I've covered the gold and silver crash. The credibility of this is one last thing before I go. The credibility of the Fed is at stake. The past month has seen much discussion of the changing world order. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, I don't know how you say that, recently decried the end of the international rules based on order and called for a break from American democracy. Democracy? I don't even know. That's a word that I don't know. The global dominance of the US dollar is a crucial plank of the US economics. Through Trump's clearly remains skeptical of the central bank and independence. His appointment of Warsh suggests he recognises the importance of retaining the credibility of the US currency in the Federal Reserve. Whether the recognition can continue to temper Trump's instinct to interfere with the settings of interest rates remain to be seen. So sometimes I struggle to read certain words, but we go. We're going to give you the information. We're going to give you free game. We're gonna talk about everything. We're gonna talk about stocks. We're gonna talk about the bear market. We're gonna talk about the bull market. At the end of the day, I'm just gonna give you the cold hard facts. I want you to win. It doesn't matter if I can't pronounce certain words. I just like to lay off the information and give you the information that you need. So that's that. Trump has appointed a new successor, and we will see how that will go. Peace.